Some stories aren't about what we gain, but about what we lose when love, pride, and silence last too long. This is the story of the wedding seat that stayed empty.
Emily grew up in a small American town. Her childhood was filled with warmth. Her father, David, was her hero. He would carry her on his shoulders, cheer at her school plays, and promise her he'd be there for every important day of her life. But promises are fragile. As Emily grew, things at home began to change. Her father worked long hours, arguments between her parents became louder, and his patience shorter. He loved Emily, but his pride often got in the way. A small disagreement with his wife turned into months of distance. And when Emily turned 15, her father walked out, not with violence, not with hate, but with silence. He moved away, remarried, and built a new life. Emily never forgave him. Years passed. She graduated, fell in love with Ethan, a kind, gentle man, and built a life her father was no longer part of. When Emily announced her wedding, friends and family celebrated. But one question lingered. Would her father be invited? Her mother asked softly, "Emily, it's your day. Are you sure you don't want him there?" Emily's eyes hardened. "Mom, he left. He made his choice. I don't want him ruining the happiest day of my life." And so, no invitation was sent. But deep inside, Emily felt something she never admitted. A small, fragile hope. The kind of hope a daughter never truly loses. Because no matter how much hurt he caused, David was still her father.
David, now older, carried the weight of his choices. He had built a life, but never a home. His second marriage crumbled, his friends grew distant, and the one bond he longed for with Emily was broken. When he heard about her wedding through relatives, his heart sank. No invitation came, no call, nothing. Still, he bought a suit, a simple gray one. He rehearsed what he'd say if she looked his way. "I'm proud of you, Emily. I never stopped being proud." But in truth, he knew the right words might never be enough.
The church bells rang. Emily, dressed in white, was radiant. Guests filled the pews. Music swelled as she prepared to walk down the aisle. Her eyes scanned the rows. Cousins, friends, co-workers, but not him. And then she noticed something strange. In the back row, there was one seat, empty. No coat laid across it, no bag, no sign of anyone. Just empty. As she walked past, she tried not to think about it, but her heart whispered what her mind refused to say. That seat was his. Laughter filled the reception hall. Glasses clinked, cameras flashed, and Emily smiled beside Ethan. Yet, every so often, her eyes wandered to the door, as if expecting someone to walk in. No one did. Meanwhile, David stood outside in the cold, watching from a distance. He couldn't bring himself to walk in. His pride stopped him, the same pride that had built a wall between them all those years ago. Tears stung his eyes as he whispered to himself, "She looks just like her mother." Then he turned and walked away. Emily never knew he was there. For her, it was just an empty seat, a reminder of absence. Years later, when her mother passed away, Emily found an old box of letters in her drawer. Inside was one from David, written but never sent. It read, "Emily, I don't deserve a place in your life, but if you could ever forgive me, I'll be waiting in the back row. Always, your father, David." Emily pressed the letter to her chest and cried, not just for the father she had lost, but for the moments they would never share.
Moral: life is short. Pride is heavy, but regret is heavier. The wedding seat stayed empty, not because love was gone, but because forgiveness never came in time. Cherish the people who matter, even if they've made mistakes, because sometimes the chance to forgive doesn't wait forever. If this story touched your heart, remember, there are countless untold stories like this one. Subscribe so you never miss the next.